You don't want to see
that side of me.
Oh.
Yo, okay. I don't know if I ever talked about this. My mom My mom doesn't like my music.
Oh, really?
All she does. Okay, so I don't talk to my mom still. And now my sister or brother don't. Maybe that's too personal. I don't care. Anytime my mom sends an email to any of us, it's like, "Hey Dana, how you doing? I miss you. Hey Daryl, hope all is well. Darren wrote that song about me. He wrote a diss track. Like I'm not cool." Like she always is trying to like drag me.
That's interesting.
And I'm just telling the truth. I don't think that I wasn't throwing shade. I said, "Mama, I love you," but like y'all just gotta understand.
Damn.
I mean, can you relate? You do write some real shit. You ever wrote some shit about your dad?
No, I've not written anything about my parents. I don't think whatsoever.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know.
Your parents are like characters.
They definitely are characters. But when it comes to my music, I feel like it's about my life in this. It's really about this bubble that is LA. I mean, it extends to other parts, but it's really about my bubble outside of home. So, maybe one day I'll go back.
Your music or what?
My music, yeah. Are we actually recording?
We are recording.
Oh, I thought we were going to listen to it first. So we're just going?
Oh, I already checked it.
Oh, it's good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. I'm like a professional.
Yeah, you've always been good on the keys.
I've been practicing my craft. I feel like people are going to get mad. You can't hear me because you're not wearing headphones, but I don't have a pop filter.
Yeah.
Because someone forgot the mic.
I did. You should have known. I feel like you should just know these things. Like, you're rusty.
I just feel like if I was going to text you to remind you, it might have seemed like I was just being too pushy or like I didn't believe in you that you could bring some shit.
Most people, most people know, like, remembering shit. Losing things. Expect me to lose something. Expect me to not remember something.
And you wanted to be the mayor.
I mean, that's when you have those types. When you have access to that, you have people helping you.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a good point. Like, no one's gonna give me the literal key to the city. They know that's not a smart decision for this particular guy.
The thing is, like, for me, the only way because now that I'm freelance, the only way that my life actually works and I know what's happening is my calendar on my phone. But if you were the mayor, someone would make your schedule for you.
Every day.
So you literally have no excuse.
I think about this every day. If I woke up one morning and someone handed me my itinerary, I would kill life. I would do so well. I know what I want to do. If I could just dictate that to somebody and they like figured out the scheduling for it, oh God.
You can make that happen pretty easily.
Actually, yeah, I think I have a guy in mind.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, I'm thinking about hiring him as my assistant.
How tall is he?
He's actually very tall. He's taller than you, I believe.
I don't think you can trust him.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people don't. But
is he a minority?
I trust him a lot. Huh?
He's a
minority. Yeah.
Okay.
He's from Palmdale too. You ever heard of that?
Is that Palmdale?
Come back to me.
Sorry, I sound like a frog. Lost my voice talking to one of my family members about Black Lives Matter. They don't believe in it.
That's
Anyways,
crazy.
I'm moving on. What rapper is that?
Come back to me.
Is it Afro Man?
It sounds like some Afro Man stuff. Yeah.
Wow, I don't even know where that's at, and I don't think I ever want to visit it.
Yeah, it's a good song though.
How did you find that person?
Which person? Oh, my person. Just like a lot of people wanted to, like everybody. I just feel like I feel the need. I need to build a team right now, and I've been building a team. I remember when I first came to Los Angeles, my car ride to here, my dad. Like I woke up in the car and we were finally in Los Angeles, and he told me, he said, "You don't have to be the best, but you need to be one of the best." Aim to be one of the best. And he said, what my job to do now is to build a team of people. And I feel like I really have. I built a strong team full of people. But I need further assistance. So I met him along the way. I think he might be one of the people I add on. We'll see what happens.
Is he already an assistant, or he's just like, I'm willing to do anything?
Yeah, he's like, I'm willing to do anything. And I know he's extremely skilled.
Those are the ones you need. You remember Entourage Turtle?
I only saw the movie. Oh my God.
He was the short, bigger guy.
You just reminded me that we went to see the Entourage movie.
We did, and we had a good time.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, Turtle didn't really have a position. I mean, he was an assistant, I believe. But he wasn't really like...
Wasn't he the one that got with Ronda Rousey in the movie?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, yeah. He wasn't really good at anything until the movie. Then he was like all of a sudden like really good at talking to people.
Yeah.
And he was just like the guy who made the parties happen.
But I never seen the show. I've only seen the movie.
Pretty much the same.
I haven't met anybody that has seen Entourage since then and talked to me about it.
Damn, I need a turtle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you have to find out what it is. You kind of have to admit what you suck at. You'd have to find out, like if you hire him with the basic qualities, you'll get a basic one. But luckily, I know what I suck at, and hopefully, I have to find someone that's...
What do you suck at?
Remembering stuff and losing shit.
Oh, wow.
Those are my biggest flaws.
It doesn't seem like that heavy of a job.
Exactly, but I do a lot of shit.
It's like carry wheels, keys. and make sure he is at a place on time. Like,
At a place on time, but
I feel like you need a lot more.
yeah, we'll see how it goes over time. Trying to build life one step at a time.
Are you gonna actually interview this person?
Oh no, I didn't think about that.
You should. You should grill him.
Oh, you're right. I never did the interview. I kind of already was like, "Do you want to do this?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Have you ever interviewed someone?
No.
It's actually kind of nice. I mean, at least from my perspective, because I've always hated interviews because I always get nervous. I don't know what it'll be like being like a grown ass man doing it now because I got source fed and that was 5 years ago. But interviewing someone is fun. Like I interviewed like Luis and like all the editors. They're like the nicest version of themselves that you'll ever meet. And then once you hire them, they show their true colors.
They show their true colors.
Fuck, shouldn't have hired you.
Yeah, and you got to know when someone's being honest. I remember, I remember you also had to fire somebody. You fired people before as well.
Oh yeah. I don't think I ever officially did the hey blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You're fired.
But you had to be in the room when
I had to be in the room and like assist in the conversation. I never dropped the gavel and was like you're fired. Yeah. But I had to say all the other shit like. You know,
you didn't do this right.
Yeah, you gotta sugar it up and be like, you were great, and we appreciate your work, and you really advanced the company, but like you suck, and you never showed up on time, and like, what's the point? What are you even doing? You're taking up space, and then like the James will come in and say some shit, and then tears happen. It's not fun. I never want to do that again.
Yeah, I remember you were really nervous about it back in the day.
I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Like, it really prevented me from sleeping.
Because you were really, like, this person's job, like, you're taking it away. Like, you're assisting in it being removed from them.
Yeah.
I've never been in that position before.
I think it's from their perspective, I think everyone should get fired at least once.
Yeah.
Because it really, I don't know. When I got fired, at first I was happy. But then a couple weeks passed, and the money was low. Yeah. And I was just, like, isolated. I was like, shit, this ain't that great. This is kind of a shitty situation.
Yeah, that's actually very scary because, like, where do you go? Like, yeah, I've never been fired yet. I mean, I assume it'll happen in time because I lose things and forget things.
I guess you've been laid off in your life.
From like the whole like people be like in SourceFed ending. Yeah. I guess that so I have been laid off, but I knew. I find it funny that so many people were like taken aback and shocked. Like, y'all can't tell. Like, y'all don't see what's going on around here. Like,
what SourceFed?
Well, yeah, like y'all don't know.
This is the internet, but it's like something will be uploading every day. Yeah, and then like the views drop. Yeah. And no one's watching that shit. Yeah. But then the second you announce that shit is over, everyone comes back and acting like they cared. I loved it. Like, where were you?
Yeah, I mean, well, SourceFed went on for a long time. It went on for a long time. So, like, over 3 years, like, if something gets more than 3 seasons, and that's kind of incredible. Yeah, but I always say my marker for the reason that people should have known that, like, our company was, like, about to end when we did people climb around a table for the first time or something. We did some type of video where people had to climb around a table.
Oh yeah, that was funny as fuck.
It was funny though. It was one of the funniest and funnest videos.
Like, who came up with that?
I forget.
Sophia, I bet.
I think it was Lynn or Sophia, and I was like, this is such a bad idea. But I shit you not, it was the funnest video we ever done.
They were in a room and they're like, shit, what do we got? Yeah, we gotta make a video right now. Oh, there's a table right there. Yeah. Climb on the shit.
Climb around the table. Damn. And it was so fucking funny. But like, I was just like, this is not creative at all.
Low key, I wish I came up with that. Yeah. Like, out of all, once I left, out of all like the oddity type videos, coworkers, whatever. Yeah. That was the one I was like, damn.
That was
They got me. Yeah. They got me on that one.
They got me. Like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, cause they changed, cause you used to do those videos. Yeah. And they changed after you left, cause people were like, I don't want to get squirted in the face with a water gun. And I was like, this is something else entirely at this point. But
I was a different person then.
Me
as
too.
I'm sure you were too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm looking back and I remember, I won't say people's names, but like people would get mad at me at work. And obviously it was because I was like a manager, but damn, it's totally different now. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
that's not your life at all.
Maybe I'm just a bad manager.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
to be fair, we want like there was like a specific like 6 months, year period where we were just doing our own shit.
Yeah, you're right. There was a while and the numbers were good and stuff, but we were like really like
we were doing whatever the fuck we wanted.
Yeah, and it was really cool. I've never.
We were in a building with a bunch of people who worked at a company, and we like they cut our paychecks too, but we did some other shit, and no one questioned it ever.
You're right. We really did spend a lot of other time figuring out other things.
Yeah, and even like even personal things. Yeah, we I don't know. You'll never find a job like that where you have that much freedom.
I really haven't thought about this in a while, but it really was a lot of freedom. We're talking like 2015.
Yeah, this is old school.
I'm like, I feel like as of lately, I'm full force in 2017 right now. Everything 2013, everything before 2014, I don't remember. Like everything before 2014, I don't remember. But I feel like right now I'm starting to forget like 2015. Like that's like out of my phase of focus right now.
Is that Burnett?
That's when we lived in North Hills. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't want to remember those days. I mean, even though we had good times.
That house was so dope, though.
Good times. But the person I was at the time, I didn't love myself.
I was asking a friend about this because I remember you texted me that you were like, what did you say? That you didn't like the person you were, something along the lines of that. And I was asking a friend if they've felt that before, if they felt like, are they embarrassed or ashamed of who they were? And they agreed. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if I feel that way. But then I guess like that's the same feeling everyone feels when they look at a picture of them from 5 years ago and they're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Remember your haircut? Remember how high it was?
Oh, yeah.
Remember in the moment, we're like, oh, it looks dope.
And no one said nothing to me. But yeah, we're talking about like people being like the pop culture show, like when it was my hair was straight up. And that was... I was like, I feel like that was such like a confidence thing. I was feeling low. I was like, I want to feel taller. I want to feel like I'm 6 foot.
Oh, you did always talk about your height.
Yeah. No, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I know how tall I am.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You would pick that. It was at least, 6 inches high?
Yeah, it was tall.
It wasn't until Lee Newton pointed it out.
Was it her? It's always her.
It was at VidCon in a hotel. I remember very vividly.
Please explain it to me.
She just totally like bashed you in front of everyone.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like trying to be like, no, like it looks cool, and she like just trashed. You know how Lee does.
What did she say? I don't remember. I blocked it out, but
she was just saying that you look stupid and just like really taking jabs at you.
Yeah. I don't remember, but that sounds familiar. I know it's true because I always think about the time that I wore that tie that I used to have, and it was tiny, and she was like, "Where'd you get that tie, Baby Gap?" I was like, "You got me so bad."
She should just be a professional roaster.
Yeah, a professional roaster. She got me.
Do they still do the roast on Comedy Central?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she should just be the...
She should. She's great at walking into a room, seeing what's wrong with you, and letting you know.
I wonder why that is. Like, why?
Because she's short. She can say whatever she wants.
I wonder if in high school, like, she had to, like, truly always... You know how you were saying back in the day, like... What'd your mom say? They can't make fun of you if you make fun of yourself, or you laugh at yourself first?
She told me to make fun of them first, but I took it the wrong way, and I was like, I'll make fun of myself first.
Like, I wonder if that's what was Lee's mentality.
Definitely. Yeah, she definitely grew up as a different person than she is now. And she definitely grew up short. So, like, no one's ever going to say anything back to a short person. Like, she can say whatever she wants. No one's going to beat up Lee.
No one says anything to a tall person, though.
Yeah, out of a fear, intimidation.
Like, I don't get much. Unless they're, like, clearly bigger than me. Yeah. Like, even if they're short but they're buff, they could say some shit, or they will say some shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like tall people have a pass.
Yeah, tall people do have a pass, and because you have to look up to talk shit to them. Now, a short person will get you. I'm sure that a very short person has gotten you.
Because they've had years of experience.
Yeah, it's because like shit. A short person is used to looking up to whoever they have to talk to, and so you got to be confident. I kind of like, I think about like, okay, when you think about recording music, like Kendrick, I've learned over time that if you want to do good vocals, you want to point your voice up so you can get more air coming out, right? Kendrick is a short person, so when he began making music, he had to do that anyway.
How tall is he?
He's like 5'3", but like short people kind of...
He's 5'3"?
Or something like that, or 5'5" maybe.
Damn, that's why he's so good. He has something to prove.
He has something to prove, exactly.
Holy shit, 5'3".
So because you're that small, you automatically have to always be speaking up, and you're actually giving yourself the best vocal, like...
Yeah, I mean, my vocal coach taught me that as well.
Yeah.
He tells you to lift your chin, but not too much. But it helps with the air through your diaphragm.
Yep, it's all about breathing. And yeah, and if you're looking down, sadly, like being a tall person, like most mics aren't, they're not... Yeah, you're right. So like, I never thought about that about being a tall person.
So so I feel like people at this point, they're going to be like, how the fuck are they not talking about the obvious? I feel like we should discuss the obvious. We haven't made a podcast for, what, a year? Over a year?
It's been over a year.
It's been a fucking year. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
When you walked into the house, into my apartment today, you're like, "This is weird."
Yeah, I'll be honest, this is weird. And when we hung out for the first time, who knows how long ago, you might remember, I was like, "Oh, it's not weird. I get it."
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, it's not weird." I think doing the podcast is strange to me.
Oh yeah, because when we hung out like a couple weeks ago, it was fine.
Yeah, it felt like the same, and I was reminded of things I hadn't thought of.
I wonder if that's because there's just pressure because there's a microphone in front of you.
Yeah, and there usually isn't. Like, I mean, like being like I do this all day, all night. Like I've been mic'd like 3 times today.
Have you really?
Yeah, and it's Monday. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like this is my life. But
So what I feel like I've changed a lot in a year and some change. Like what is like the right when the podcast ended, that's when you were you planning the mayor to run for mayor.
No. That was before. That was much before. The podcast ended July 2016.
Right?
I didn't run until November.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that was that era.
Oh yeah.
Like the podcast ended,
yeah.
and then that's like the next stage for you.
Yeah. I'd say I need a name for that phase. I'd say July 2016, June 2016 to September, October 2016. I was definitely going through some shit. The Tibetan throat singing, like
oh yeah, I would always hear that through your walls.
Yeah,
just blaring.
I had to. Now I can do it whenever I want. It's like it's a gift.
What do you mean?
Like it would take a long time for me to be able to warm my voice up to be able to. But now it's like natural. But yeah, I was. I never felt that secluded in my life, and I learned a lot about myself.
What was the thought process behind wanting to run for mayor?
Oh, that's months later. That was why did I do that? I mean, that's a long story. That's a long story.
Give me a brief summary.
I
was so shocked when I heard that. Actually, I was surprised, but at the same time, no. It's like, of course, Will's doing that.
Yeah, of course I was doing that. It wasn't out of character.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah.
But I guess it wasn't out of character for you to come up with that idea and be like, I'm gonna do it, but to actually see you try to execute it.
Yeah,
that was shocking to me.
Yeah, that was shocking. Yeah, okay, I'll say like after I had came out with the mixtape, and I was like, oh, I could be a musician now too. Like we're talking about this on a superficial face value. I felt like I could do anything. I realized for the first time in my life, like whatever I put my mind to, if I actually put the work in, I can't execute it. So I was like, why can't I also be a politician? I've been like reading the news and studying politics since I was young. But I was like, why can't I also do that? I personally kind of wanted to see myself fail at something. And the farther I got into it, the more I was like, I can do this. But I had to cut myself out though. It just wasn't my time.
It's kind of interesting too, because when I first met you, you were dead set on becoming the president.
Yeah.
To the point where
people don't know that.
Yeah, they really don't. Well, not that I'm aware of. That you wouldn't even upload certain photos because you were like, "Oh no, that's going to ruin my campaign."
Yeah.
In years from now.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see you go full circle back to it.
Yeah.
I wish. It would be so weird if you were mayor of Los Angeles right now.
I know, it would be really crazy. I hope to myself that I would have been doing a good job.
Is mayor every 4 years?
See, this is what changed in there. Mayor is actually every 2 years.
Okay.
And that's why I was like, I totally can do this. But this specific mayoral term was a 5-year term.
Why was that?
Because like for years they've been doing it at a certain number and it's like become unbalanced somehow. In order to rebalance, this is the only mayoral term that's more than twice and a half longer than it usually is.
Isn't it? Don't they say it's like a bad idea to have someone in office that long?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, so Mayor Eric Garcetti, who was mayor before for 2 years, also won this, so he'll be the longest running mayor ever.
7 years?
Yeah, so it'll be 7 years.
Too long.
Yeah, but he's a good guy. He's really meant to do it. I believe in him.
Did you ever see him in person?
No, I didn't. I've gone on every single one of his Instagram lives and tried to talk to him, but
Really?
he won't talk to me. He won't talk to me.
Do you think he has any idea who you are?
Maybe. I tagged him in a couple things, and I feel like he had the look.
So is it? I'm ignorant on the subject. Is it anything like the presidential campaign where they like debate each other, like the two final people?
Yes, that's why I got into it.
Wow.
Late at night, I saw the mayoral debates in Los Angeles because I'm a nerd and I like politics. So I was like, I'm just gonna watch this for no reason. And I watched it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I'm born to do. And this was right as Trump won, and I was like, it's so funny like how Trump did it, and I was like, oh God, yeah. So that's kind of how I got into it. I saw the debates.
That's another thing that's different. There's a lot of things that are different.
Yeah, I know.
Obama's not there anymore.
Obama's not there.
The last time we podcast, I was thinking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Like how many people who were like listening to the podcast is now like graduated from college or graduated from high school.
I think it's been long enough that everybody's gone through a life change.
Yeah, it's been
of some
long
sort.
Time. A lot happens in a year and a half.
If your life is the same in a year and a half than it was before, then that's strange. Think about it for a second. If you feel the same as you did back then, I don't know. I think I have a huge issue with one of my issues in life is when people try to guess how I'm gonna feel, but I don't like that because I feel like I'm always growing and changing. How could you ever staple that on me?
Do you feel like, because I've gotten this a lot in my life, and I think you even told me this, do you feel like you're hard to read? Like people are like not sure what you're thinking?
I never think about that when I'm talking to people, but I definitely am one of them hard to read people. People do say that to me often.
Do you think that's because you just say whatever?
Yeah, I'm one of the few people that would really just say whatever. Like I really say how I feel or maybe how I don't. I really don't know why. Really, I don't know. I go into the room with different expectations than other people do.
I feel like I don't know. People, I get that a lot. I've gotten that my whole life.
Yeah.
And
I think people often misread you as well.
I don't understand that. Is it because I'm fucking tall, so they're like instantly he's mean?
I could tell you the real reason why, and I think it's so much deeper, is because who you were like 8 years ago. Like think about
8 years ago. Wow.
And how you were 8 years ago. So, and people are unaware of that. So they see you now and they're like, why does he act like that?
Wait, so are you talking about people from the past?
No, people now don't know how you were in the past.
Oh.
So they see you how you are now, and they're like, and you've grown and changed, exteriorly, and they're like, why does he act like that? And it's I don't think they get it.
Is exteriorly a word?
Hell yeah.
I can't even say it.
Write it down. No, it's not. It's not. Exteriorly.
You thought I was going to let that slide.
No, you know what? Yeah.
I'm not going to let that slide.
I wrote so many fake words into stuff I've done, like source fit stories. Like what's his name that did Romeo and Juliet? He made up hella words. He made up Jessica.
What do you mean he made up Jessica?
William Shakespeare made up the name Jessica.
Oh, like that wasn't a name already?
He was like, yeah, Jessica. And
now but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like I feel like nowadays it's different.
Now's a long time ago.
No one called you out on your bullshit though, huh?
No, because why? Why are you wasting your time?
Have you ever put a fake word into a song?
No. I always feel weird when like people rap and then they say the word differently than how it's supposed to say.
Well, they say it's such a stretch.
Yeah.
That actually bothers me.
Yeah, if it's too much of a stretch.
Yeah.
And I got some stretches, but if it's too much of a stretch, you should have said something else.
Lil Wayne does it I wouldn't say often, but he's done it a few times, and sometimes I'm like, okay, like he said that with like enough like swag and style that I was like, oh, that was fine. Or like he had a blunt in his mouth, so that's why the whole word didn't come out,
or something like that.
But like sometimes I'm just like, it ruins the song for me because that's all I hear.
Kanye will do it. Kanye will have some stretches.
Kanye does have some stretches
because that's not what makes him cool. Like Kanye, it's something else. Yeah.
How does Kanye? And maybe it's because he's a producer, and maybe I already know my own answer. But like Kanye has hella ghostwriters, and everyone knows.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
Because he's doing something else.
Is because he's not even really producing anymore though.
Is he not?
Like the last time he produced a full album, I think it was
Beautiful Dark Twisted.
I think it was that one. I'm not sure though.
Because we know Yeezus had. Like, there's a bunch of producers on Yeezus as well. I really don't know. I mean, like when you're doing what he's doing, it's like so grand scheme. Like it makes sense for him to have multiple technicians that are all trying to do this, like something. So yeah, I don't know why he doesn't get smacked for it.
I was watching a video just popped up on my YouTube the other day, and it was like the title was rappers. It was like rappers crying montage, and there was a bunch of Kanye and just like a bunch of other rappers, but it was like them either crying in an interview or crying on stage or just whatever. And Kanye, he's wearing like this medieval. What's the fucking the dudes in medieval times wear? It's like it's made out of chain. What are those called?
Oh yeah, where it's like so you don't get stabbed.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's
whatever
called.
the fuck those are called.
Yeah.
And he had a mask like that.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see his face. There's no holes or anything, so he could see. Like it just covered his whole head, and he did the whole show like that.
Yeah.
But he was performing the song about his mom.
Yeah.
And people say he was crying, but I think that's why Kanye gets a pass because he does shit like that.
He's a real artist.
He wears some medieval time shit over his head the whole performance. It might not even be him.
Yeah, I had some real issues with him a couple months ago. If you talked to me a couple months ago and asked me if I was a Kanye fan, I would have maybe given you a different answer. I'm back cool with the guy.
He hasn't really done anything. What was it?
It was during like November, December when he was October. He was going on those rants and stuff. I was like, what is wrong with Kanye? And I was become very upset with him.
Oh, when he like called out Kid Cudi and Drake
and I was
and
like,
Jay-Z.
but now now that that has passed, I can reflect on his entire career, I could say that I really do love the things that Kanye's made. I'd love to be around him.
Do you still play Yeezus?
No. I mean, yes, I do, but not like I used to. See, what you're talking about is because when I got my first car, my first album I was listening to when I was driving for the first time was Yeezus. So I was like banging out, like that was my shit. And I think about this all the time. Like I really thought I related with Yeezus.
The album?
Yeah, I like the lyrics of it.
Yeah, you would always go on rants about that.
Yeah, but I don't at all. What the fuck is he talking about? I love this album. Yeezus is one of my favorite.
Isn't he talking about like slavery and oppression?
Oh yeah,
and the government and
that stuff's pretty interesting. But like when he's like, my leather black jeans on, buying me, like I was like, that's me too. That's the power of good music.
Am I wrong, or did you have leather jeans?
I did have some leather jeans, and they were red. I did have some red ones, and I did have some black-ish ones.
When was this?
This was, I didn't put them on often, though. I put them on just for jokes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know where they are now.
How many joke outfits do you have?
A bunch, for sure. I actually have a closet that you could pull out, and on the other side are all the joke outfits.
What do you mean a closet you could pull out?
One side is all regular William Haynes outfits, and the other side, you pull it around, is all my joke outfits.
You can pull your closet out?
I bought a thing. Like, you know, I used to have one in
that sounds like some rich shit.
No, it's like $90 on Amazon. You can get
really?
one or $70. You pull them. It's a double-sided rack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have a joke closet.
I mean, yeah. Like, these are my joke outfits. Like, this is like, I look like a pirate. And, like, this is like...
How much has your fashion changed?
Ooh, a lot. I'd say a lot has changed in the past year.
You're not wearing the green shoes or the track pants.
Yeah. I definitely... Yeah, that's from that period that still doesn't have a name yet. Tunnel vision. Like, that shit's radioactive. Like that Adidas jumpsuit is and those green shoes are radioactive. I ran so much. I think to explain in that time, like I didn't stop moving. That's why I was Tibetan throat singing, or like when I would never wait for an elevator. I was like in such a like negative space. I literally did not let myself stop moving.
Yeah, you wouldn't wait for elevators. Yeah, you were very like jittery.
Because then I would have to think about things.
The sad stuff.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I ran it out. Like I did not for a second. I did not spend any time pondering negative things. But I got jittery.
Yeah, the second I'm surprised you don't look like The Rock yet, because like the second you discovered exercise, you went fucking 0 to 100.
Yeah, real quick,
and just never stopped.
Yeah, I found out that you can get energy from exercising, and I still haven't gotten buff because I don't eat enough. Like
you got to do like the steroids.
Right, the steroids. I really would never. That defeats the whole purpose. It's got to be real. But
I think it's still real, but I think a lot of people like call The Rock's muscles like Hollywood muscles.
Yeah,
but he'll still rip your head off.
Yeah, I mean he's like trying to say that that's not strong. I'm sure that you could be stronger than that. His is to look good, but like he still will whoop your ass.
He's a fucking monster.
Yeah,
like I bet he can lift a car.
How is he buffer now than when he was a wrestler?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
I was looking at some clips recently. I was like, how do you look buffer now?
I wonder. I don't think people were getting that buff in the 90s.
They were, yeah. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was buff in like the 70s.
Well, like people like that, but like wrestlers. Were wrestlers that big?
No, then it would just be unfair.
Because now they look like fucking football players.
Oh, really? I don't watch wrestling whatsoever.
I only see clips.
I remember I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, The Rock is my favorite wrestler, but I didn't even watch wrestling.
Really? I was addicted. You're missing out. Well, you already met you. It's past because it's no longer good. At least for me, people will be mad at that.
People are still watching it though, huh?
People still. Apparently, Mike was telling me way more. It's like triple as popular now.
No way.
Like when I was young, Raw and SmackDown were on TV, and they were each an hour.
Yeah.
Now Mike and I might be wrong, but it's like Mike is telling me there's like 3 different programs a week. Raw is like 3 hours long. SmackDown is like 2 hours long. And
what?
The shit is too long now. It's like he's saying that it's so long because it's so popular, but now because it is long, it's just fluff and bullshit.
Yeah, they're like doing fake fights, and I mean like the fun part of the show is that they have drama between each other, right?
Yeah,
that's
Well, at least for me. Have you ever seen like the fucking Mankind getting thrown off some shit?
No. What I did Google the other day though was chair clips. I wanted to see a bunch of chair clips, and I saw a compilation of the shit they do.
Okay, so how do they do that? You're talking about when they get hit in the head?
Because it looks really hard. Yeah. Okay, this is what I saw a motherfucker do. He put out 6 chairs and threw a guy into 6 chairs. There's no way that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's gotta fucking kill.
If you threw me into 6 chairs, I'm hurt somehow.
Well, even when they swing it and hit him in the head, like how do they do that?
Yeah, how does that not kill you?
Even if that was made out of, because you can hear it, So therefore, it's got to be something hard, even if
Yeah.
it was plastic.
Or are they hitting them in the right spot? Even if you're hitting me in the right spot in the back.
Yeah, and any of that. Like, I don't want to get my face hit.
It's just
I'm
hella
constantly
funny
worried
to
about
watch.
My teeth falling out.
Yeah. It's funny as fuck to watch, though.
For I don't know if you're following, for the amount of money that Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, I don't know, they're getting paid like $20 million, some crazy shit like that.
Regardless?
Would you do that fight? Would you fight Mayweather just for the money? Like, you're guaranteed the money, but you got to go a full round.
Oh, my God. That's a good-ass question. It's $20 million, huh?
Yeah, you might get like brain damage though.
Yeah, you're right. No, I couldn't. If he doesn't see it's William Haynes and he sees Conor McGregor,
He sees a monster.
Yeah, and he comes at me with one of them punches. Nah, I'm dead.
It's like Shallow Hal, but for boxing. Have you seen Shallow Hal?
No.
With Jack Black. It's like a horrible movie.
No.
But it's when he sees, for some reason, I forgot how it happens, but his vision, he sees like these models you would see in magazines, very petite women.
Yeah.
Voluptuous in certain places.
Yeah.
But in reality, I think it's this way. I think they're actually bigger women. So it's like a 90s comedy. Very awful, very shitty. But it's the same thing. Like, his friends in the movie are like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he sees like a model or like what you would picture a model in Vogue or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But it would be that, but for boxing. Mayweather would fucking think you were whoever the fuck,
and
some
give me
monster, and beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah, I would die. Like, I think one of his if he saw me, he wouldn't give me one of his real punches. He would just
if he
he'd be
actually
like,
saw you.
he could. I don't think he could hit me that hard. But if he sees Conor McGregor and he's like, all right, I got to give him one of them.
What do you think that feels like? You think it's like getting hit by a car, or
Yeah, it's
but
probably
like in one small place?
in one specific spot.
Like if your
it's probably
jaw
like,
can just get hit by a car?
I bet it's like getting hit with a baseball bat on the tip.
Oh, fuck. That could kill you.
That could kill you.
How are they alive still?
I don't know. And I like how the dude, Conor McGregor's like, you know what? I don't really box. I'm really a UFC fighter, but I really want to beat this guy up so bad.
And it has so much confidence.
Uh-huh.
The most confidence I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
I don't know anything
too.
about fighting. Everyone says he's going to lose
Yeah.
because like he's fighting the best boxer in the world.
Yeah.
If it was UFC, it'd be different. But it's like, how do you have that much confidence and you know you're going to get your ass kicked?
Yeah, I mean,
Or maybe he believes
because
it.
it's not really a lose to him. If he loses at that, then they're like, oh, that's what we expected.
But is it, I'm going to make so much money that I don't care? Or is it, I'm so confident, I'm going to beat his ass?
I think you have to be. I was talking about this with somebody about like boxing characters. Like, they have to be in character. They kind of have to be douchebags.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think that's just what they do. I wonder what he really thinks when he's like at home with his friends. Is he like, man, guys, how am I gonna do this?
What the fuck did I get myself into?
Yeah, I mean, he knows, but like, is he worried? I don't think so. I feel like they don't allow themselves to be.
Imagine that pressure. I remember pressure of like, even when we did She Didn't Text Back Live, or like when I went on tour, like even just grabbing a microphone and talking in front of an audience.
Yeah.
That made me so nervous. Imagine you're like, this man can kill me.
Yeah.
And I got to do this in front of, how many people are in that arena?
Hella,
At least 15,000?
And they want to show. They want to see you get laid out.
They want you to be bloody by the end of it.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, that has to be something you want. And I think it's all about growing to it too. That's something I've been thinking about lately, is I think back in my older days, I was trying to jump to a higher level of prestige. I was like trying to like
You were trying to overnight it.
Yeah, overnight it. But I think when you grow to it, you don't worry about being nervous because you've done every smaller crowd up to it. Yeah, it's when you jump to it that you're nervous as fuck. Yeah.
I guess like if you're like, for instance, if you want to jump into an arena, you can't jump into an
No,
arena.
I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, that stage is too big. You don't know what you're doing.
I would be crushed.
It is scary. Like even being on a small stage when I went on tour, to me, there was 3 shows. I did 8 shows total. 3 of the shows couldn't hear anything the entire time.
Oh, really?
How are you supposed to perform if you can't hear anything?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's like, I don't, because I've never done this before, I'm not like a professional. I don't know how to tell the sound guy that my shit is fucked up.
Yeah, wait, so you can't hear the beat?
I can't hear the beat. I can't hear my vocal. Imagine like not being able to hear yourself because the audience is like loud and the environment is loud. So it just all sounds like just noise.
Interesting. Yeah, you have to really train your like hearing senses to be very well.
It sounds like like a food court, especially if like all 5 places had a discount.
Yeah,
That's what
and
it
people are
sounds
eating
like.
in there and shit.
Yeah, right in your ear too.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
hard.
that's complicated.
So imagine an arena. Like, no
Yeah.
wonder these fucking, when these singers, whoever the fuck, Mariah Carey, there's a video that goes viral of her, like, singing off pitch. Yeah, she can't hear herself.
Yeah.
Like, let me see you do that shit.
Let me see you do it then.
10,000 people screaming?
Yeah, and what if you were sick yesterday?
That made me mad.
Yeah, it's really some crazy stuff. I've never been on tour whatsoever. I like kind of, I'd say that's something that's much different than when we started this to now. Like I was very into like being out there and performing live, but now that's not something I try to do at all.
Yeah, any show we had, it was because you were like last minute, like, let's just do it. And I was like, fuck, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And you just like would book it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really into live performing at where I am right
You
now.
did it at VidCon.
I did do it at VidCon. I did do a show in Arizona recently, like in front of like some people about my life, talking about what.
How did that go, by the way?
It actually went really well. I really enjoyed what I did.
Did you write anything?
No, I didn't. I didn't prepare it really until like that day. I got to Arizona at like 11 o'clock a.m. and the show was at 8, and I went in the hotel room and added a bunch of clips. Like I had. Like,
you did like a PowerPoint.
Yeah, I did a PowerPoint. This
you
is
would
my
do
life.
a PowerPoint.
Yeah, yeah, and it was really interesting. It was like I taught a college class, but with some jokes.
What did you start with? Like,
I started with my very first YouTube video, which is
so it was about like your career.
Yeah, it was really about why I ran for mayor. That's where I explained it for the first time ever. I think really. Yeah.
Do you think you can do that as a profession?
Yeah, I really could. I was like, oh, this is kind of easy to do because it's.
Or better question, would you enjoy that?
Yeah, I would enjoy it if it was always a college class because I felt like a teacher, which I feel like I'm meant to do. So that was fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can also be a teacher, huh?
Yeah,
that's
it's in
the
my
Ted
blood.
Mosby in you.
Yeah, huh?
That's the Ted Mosby. Oh no,
the Ted Mosby.
I guess that's your
your
mom.
know, I'd say right now at this stage of my life, I am a good combination of Ted and Barney. I am both.
In 2015, you were certain you were Barney.
Yeah, I mean, and I still I've always been Barney. I grew up loving that character. So like as I was becoming a person, I was embedding his characteristics into who I was. So I will always be part Barney. But I think for the way I live is very Barney-esque and very Ted-esque.
Did you see that Steve worked with him?
Who? With Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah, he texted me last week and he said, "Hey, I'm doing a commercial with Neil Patrick Harris tomorrow.
No.
Is there anything you want me to tell him?"
And he didn't tell me.
And I was like, maybe because I have the tattoo. Maybe he thought.
What tattoo?
Yeah.
Tattoo.
But I was like, no, I just want to know that he's a great person. Please, like, inform me. Yeah. And then he texted me the next day, and he said he's amazing. He's a professional, and they were laughing all day. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
I'm so jealous.
I feel like Neil Patrick Harris would like somebody like Steve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's somebody I feel like I've run into a lot of people over time, but I've never run into anybody from How I Met Your Mother, except that used to be my thing, except at Comic-Con, I did see Sarah Chalk. I looked at her.
Who's that?
She played Stella. And she was also in Scrubs.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't talk to her, but I saw her.
She was like working or just hanging out?
Yeah, I was like on the IGN stage, and like a lot of people, like even the Black Eyed Peas, and I actually got to interview them. I haven't uploaded that footage
The
yet.
Black Eyed Peas still travel together?
Yeah, they were making a comic book. Yeah, and they were just walking. A lot of people were walking up this aisle. Yeah. And
You got to talk to him?
Yeah, because one of the producers, as they were walking by, were like, "Hey, do you guys want to do an interview real quick?" And then they were like, "Okay." And I was like, "All right, now I'm interviewing will.i.am and the whole Black Eyed Peas."
Oh, so it wasn't planned at all?
No, I just improv'd it.
What'd you talk about?
So they also had this like they're making a comic book about this like buff black guy who's like 6'2", and they had I guess
That's
they
cool.
didn't know they had a real living like model of this guy, like a big like 6'4".
Oh, you can find a lot of those.
Yeah, and he can't even see. He has these glasses on, so they have to lead him around. But he's like the character from their book, and he's buff, and he's
Wait, what do you mean he can't see?
He can't see because he's wearing like a mask that makes him bald and like has these huge glasses on, but he can't see.
The cosplayer.
Yeah, the cosplayer, and he's like, so that guy's with them. So like, yeah, they were making a book. So I just asked him some random questions.
Was Fergie there?
No, she wasn't. She's not writing the book.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
She went solo for sure.
Yeah, she did make that one song, huh? Like Milk.
Why is Black Eyed Peas trying to act like they're still relevant?
I mean, they had some hits like 2009, like I'm a bee.
You know the crazy thing is, like if you're not like, let's say you were as big as Black Eyed Peas or Britney Spears,
at their prime.
Yeah, at their prime, that big, superstars. If you're not big in America anymore, doesn't matter. You can go to the Philippines every week and sell out arenas because people still love that shit.
Because you can go to other countries. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know why. I don't get the science behind it. Maybe because they don't get as much music. Or I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe pop songs aren't as big there.
I mean, it really is another country too. Like it's the same thing, vice versa. There's some people like from Japan who like don't have big audiences there, but then they come out here and they have a lot too. So it's just different for who you are.
Yeah, because the Philippines, man, is crazy. Philippines specifically, I bet it's because they love karaoke, and those are the songs they would sing.
Oh yeah.
Because when I was living there, that's when I'm a B.
Yeah.
2000 and late, like those songs.
Yeah.
That's when they were at the peak.
I wonder why
like
it is that those were
2009.
so popular. Were they producing that
They
themselves?
were good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's all Will I Am. I think I could be wrong.
And then what? Like they just don't do that anymore?
Music changes.
Music change.
Like,
You're right.
Is there any songs that sound like that?
Nah, not super popular like that. You're right. They did that.
Will I Am? I don't know though, because he came out with a couple songs and they sounded modern, but like they sounded like his style, and they were okay. They were good, but
Yeah.
they don't blow up. I don't know why. I don't know how it works. Like I feel like in the music industry or any industry, when you have your chance and you have your shot,
Yeah.
like everyone gives you it, but the
Yeah.
second you start to fall off, everyone
Yeah.
forgets who you are because they're on to the next guy.
Yeah, music is super interesting. I feel like I really enjoy doing it because it's kind of a gamble. It's like I don't gamble. Like I don't go to the slot machines. I don't go to the poker games. But like I feel
Just
like
play
trying to make a hit song is like a gamble and trying. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. When am I gonna have a platinum record?
Yeah, that's a goal.
Do you feel it in your heart that you're gonna have a platinum record?
No, not yet. I mean,
No, I mean like in your lifetime.
I know I really want to. I really don't know what that would sound like or be. I have no idea.
I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like for your type of personality, if you got a platinum record, you'd be like, okay, I'm done. Move to the next thing.
Move to the next thing,
And you'd be like totally over it.
yeah. I hope that I'm what I'm trying to grow into is like I think I finally got to a stage where I see my elements that I like, and I want to be able to keep doing these forever and keep growing. I don't want to keep jumping around and saying I'm doing something else.
Oh, you want to focus on one thing?
No, I want to focus on all the things. I want to be able to like. I've kind of given a little hint for myself as to what I like doing. So I think for the rest of my life, my goal is to keep running in all those different directions forever. So like I'll eventually do that, and I'll eventually do that. Like I don't want to cut any of them out. My like true happiness to me is all of them.
What are the things?
Like comedy, music.
They don't really like comedy anymore.
I do, but like specifically stand up. And you never know, I might grow past that.
Oh.
Yeah, hopefully I grow past that.
Interesting. So what type of comedy do you prefer now? Just like doing podcasts and like
Improv. I have to improv it. I don't. The thing that gets me about comedy, I think that what made me sad is that I found out how I thought it was spontaneous growing up. I really thought that these people were spontaneously coming up with jokes. So as I was going to the comedy theaters and meeting the comedians, I was like, oh, it's all an act.
Oh, wait, you thought stand-up was all off the top of the head?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it wasn't off the top of the head, but I realized that like growing at it was very like organized. So
Well, especially when they do bits when they're like, yesterday I was at the gas station.
Yeah.
Like, you wrote that joke 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, and
So-
I find it very it comes off unauthentic in a comedy, unlike music. When music, you could be talking about something that happened 2 years ago, and you just don't say.
I wonder why that because to me that feels fine. Like a song, maybe because it's a song, but
Yeah.
it's still, it takes as much work
Yeah,
to finesse a
story.
tight 5 minute story.
I agree.
As it does a song.
I agree.
How come when people do the same jokes, like how Jerry Seinfeld is still doing the same jokes? Like I think that's
Yeah.
weird.
I think it's weird too. That's why with my comedy, I prefer to improv it. Like at VidCon when I did stand up, it was improvised.
Yeah, didn't you like text Mike like 20 minutes, 30 minutes before?
I was like, let me go on.
Were
He
you
was
nervous?
Like, what? Yes, I think I was.
Really?
I was nervous a little bit, but I mean, no, it was okay. It was whatever.
Does it go away instantly? Like the second you start talking?
Yeah, pretty much. Once you get up there and start talking, it's like whatever. It's really just like I always say. It's just that your body giving yourself the energy to do it. It's just a little bit premature.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Because when I went, my first show was in Portland.
Yeah.
I was so nervous all day. And my brother like kept asking me like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" Just because I wasn't speaking.
Yeah.
I was very, very like quiet and stoic. I think that's
Yeah.
the proper word.
Yeah.
But I was just like sitting in the RV, just because like I knew what shit was about to happen, and I never had like been on stage for an hour. Besides, she didn't text back, but like
Yeah.
jumping around is totally different. But after I did that show, I got like small butterflies, but I was like, oh, this is easy. Like I know how to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only concern is technical issues, but like
Technical issues, which is a huge thing.
I don't know. I still feel like just talking, I can't do that.
Yeah.
or I don't like it.
People don't realize that I think one of the hardest things to do is be yourself. Like reading a piece of paper as if you're not reading.
Yeah, I took some edibles and learned that.
Yeah.
Man, I don't like edibles. They're too strong. I get too high. A little too scary for me.
Oh, for sure. Everybody has a edible story.
Right.
Yeah.
But I went to, what was that place called? Doesn't matter. Went on a vacation. It was great. Was in a restaurant. Well, I took the edibles at the Airbnb and then walked to the restaurant. It was a small town. And then... see,
you got to know. Yeah.
You know when you walk in a restaurant and it looks like how it looks in the movies? Just like... Because the light, it's sunset. So that's what was happening.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And everyone was like pretty. Everyone was like golden. But I was on edibles, so it was scary. Like everyone's smile was stuck. It just looked like they weren't stopped smiling. Maybe because everyone was happy in this place.
Yeah.
But that shit freaked me out. But I realized while I was waiting for my food, which felt like a long time, I was like, oh, no wonder Steve, our friend Steve Zaragoza, no wonder Steve is so likable. It's because he's always the same person. Like, even around his family, he's still the same person that he is around just us.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck does he do that?
Yeah, he really is himself. Well, Steve has multiple superpowers. Like, I could write a book about Steve. I think the other thing that is
you might make like a grand or something. You can make a couple
I probably
dollars.
could. I could ghostwrite his book for him, and he probably wouldn't be pissed.
No, you should write it from your perspective.
From my perspective, my memoir. I really could. 2014.
Yeah.
But with Steve's real superpower is he could do anybody's joke better than them.
Yeah, that was always fucking annoying. Huh?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but like, we have to admit,
it's so weird. Like, you would say a joke, or I would say, or Sam would say a joke, and he would say the same thing and add one little thing,
one bit,
or even one word, and it would kill.
It was so much funnier.
It would fucking kill.
And it's just a skill of his that he has, and it's really like I'm sure for him it's like an anxiety or an issue. But it's just he does it so well. And I think other people have it too, like Drake. Like, for instance, like, what's that song, Going Up on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Like, Drake just does the same flow as that guy, but when he does it, we're like, oh, Drake killed it on this shit.
That's so true.
Yeah, Steve and him both have that same power of being able to do your shit better than you.
Is that just like blending, you're good at blending in?
Yeah. I think it's different for everyone's case.
It's not blending in, it's, I don't even know.
I don't know I don't know what that is.
Steve said that he's only had one bad moment, and that was the moment when we're
at that house.
Yeah, at the house. I will forever cherish that memory.
Me too.
I wish it was recorded.
That. Yeah, that's what came from living in that house. Just too much socialness. It ain't always gonna go. Know your audience, man. I think we've talked about that on other podcasts. People must be wondering what is it that Steve did at this one party at Milana Vantrip, the AT&T girl's birthday party.
Oh my gosh, she's great.
Yeah,
she's great. I've seen her around so much.
Yeah, she's very beautiful.
She's on so many shows now. I've hugged that woman.
Yeah. She was at the comedy, the stand-up show that I did at VidCon. She went up before me.
I hugged her there.
Yeah.
Have you seen This Is Us?
No.
Do you cry these days?
No.
You still don't cry?
No. I had a brief period towards the end of last year, but now I'm not anymore.
Where you cried a little bit?
Yeah, I cried a bunch during that. During the making my second mixtape, I cried a bunch. But this one, no.
What was making you cry?
The shit going on in the world, and like just me. I think I needed to. Towards the end of last year, I was going through it. Yeah.
You would look at the news and get sad?
No, I think it really was never about that. It was just like, just in the, like, I think because of everything in the news was sad, and everything in my life was boring, or just wasn't where I wanted to be, I cried a bunch. And it was good.
I wish I can cry hard.
Me too.
Like, every now and then I'll watch a show or whatever, something will happen in my life, and I'll get teary.
Yeah.
And like maybe one tear will fall. I want to ugly cry.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, really?
That was when I realized that I couldn't be mayor, that I had to drop out the mayoral race.
You ugly cried because the mayor thing?
Only Lavelle saw me do it, and his cousin or sister.
Wow.
I ugly cried. Yeah. I don't think you've ever, I mean, maybe you saw me kind of ugly cry, but that was the worst I've cried in my recent life.
Was this because you found out you couldn't, like, was it instant when you found out?
No, this was actually,
it like you held on to that for a week and you're like,
no
one's around.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, that's what happened. Lavelle is my studio technician, so I recorded a song. And then I was like...
Oh, that guy, the guy in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I recorded a song. It was kind of a sad song. I don't think it even went on the tape. And then I was like, can we go to In-N-Out? And in his car, I just lost it.
No shit.
For like a good 20 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Did he feel uncomfortable?
No, he was like, whatever. And for like my next like 5 studio sessions, I was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, whatever, dude. Don't even trip. But I would cry for at least 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it crying and like also talking, or just like tears and it's silent in the car?
Both. Like it'd be a couple minutes, I'd be quiet and I'd just be crying to myself, and I'd be crying and being like, I wish I could have done more, and like it was bad. Yeah.
Is that because you feel like you wanted to help people?
Yeah. I really was trying to run for mayor. I was really trying to do something, and I realized that I'm not powerful enough to, like, I'm not smart enough yet. It's not my time. And so I really had to accept that.
So you think you'll do it again in your lifetime?
I mean, you never know what happens in life. I mean, at the end of that, I realized that, like, my realization was that I don't think I was meant to do politics. There were ways to help people without being behind an office at a desk. But like, it hit me for the first time, like in real life. Like, I mean, you gotta assume, like, when Mitt Romney was like, when he lost, you think Mitt Romney cried? Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
As a 60-year-old man, like, yeah, like I really went in with intentions to win.
That's a good point. I've never thought of that, because like when Hillary lost, I was like, oh, for sure, she's having the worst month of her life.
Of her life, yeah.
But like, yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah, I lost
because like. It's slightly different, but like Hillary went all the way to the end.
Yeah.
But you didn't even get to that point because you got the rug pulling underneath your feet.
Yeah. And I always think about how I could have done that better. What a lot of people don't know, though, a lot of people close to me like to think like this is some joke thing I did. But like, I learned way more about myself. Like, I for a good month, I felt like a mayoral candidate. I realized so much. I realized I didn't have the proper security to do this. I had some real life realizations.
Really?
Yeah. I realized what the limit of what I could do in life was. Like,
you say security, you mean like bodyguard?
Yeah. Like, I remember I was going to a park and I was like, I could get shot.
Oh, you were doing like meetups or something?
Yeah,
huh?
And I was like, something bad could happen to me.
You went to that fucking park, huh?
Yeah, I did. I did go to that park. You know what park that was?
I do know that park. Man, I haven't been there since.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even know how to get there.
Yeah, the park that I had my peace rally at was the same park that you did your first music video shoot at.
How the fuck do you get there? You better tell me right now.
Yeah, I forget how I had to figure out what it was.
I don't even know what city that's in.
I forgot that. That's Brand Park. No, that's not Brand Park.
Wow, that park is beautiful. I need to visit that again.
Yeah, it was actually kind of emotional for me to go there for the first time, too, since then.
Yeah, because that was what, 6 years ago?
That was you did your music video was 2012, 22. I'm 22? Still alive.
Oh yeah, wow. I'm gonna be 27 this year.
Yeah, so it was 5 years ago.
Can you believe that shit?
I can't believe that shit.
Damn, I don't want to get close to 30.
Last year was the age that you were when I met you. The age I was last year was the age that you were when I met you.
Wait, hold on.
I was 22 last year.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were what, 17? 18?
18, I think.
Holy shit.
Now that feels like a long time ago.
Wow.
And I like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I feel like between everything before 2014, I kind of try to forget. But
see, it's interesting you say that, because I think 2015 was a very fun year.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was like the start of a lot of things for me.
Yeah.
And like the podcast was successful and things like that. But my favorite year, looking back, and I always hear successful people say things like this. I don't know if it's for the same reason, but looking back, 2012, when Cameron like just had moved out and I was like broke, and we were just like, we didn't really like we had ambitions, but didn't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
Those years were fun to me.
Yeah.
Just because like I feel like I don't know. I like looking back on it, maybe it's because it's such a far memory now, but I only have fond memories of that time.
Yeah, me too. I can agree with you.
It was just like, it was so easy.
I don't know if we're in that gap, that 5-year gap where all the problems of there have just melted away because they were so insignificant.
Yeah, I mean, they do. Don't they say like every memory you have, it's not actually.
It's really not.
It changes every time.
And depending on the type of person you are too, some people they consistently go to a negative place with everything, and we know them to be that type of people. You have to realize even with their memories, they only remember the negative things that happen.
That's true.
Yeah, so like, and they're absolutely sure it's right. But yeah, I agree with you. I think about often. Do you remember 2013, 2014, when we lived in Canoga Park? We would, after work, because we got out earlier, it would still be daytime, and we would sit on the couch for hours.
Yeah, we were fucking like watching Always Sunny or some shit.
Yeah.
All we would do is get home, get some food, watch shows, and fall asleep.
Can you
even on the weekend?
Yeah,
weekend we would go to that.
The weekends
we would
go to the burrito spot.
Go to the burrito spot and come back and pass out for a few hours.
I don't understand how we felt like life felt like it had so much more that I could waste a day. I could never see myself spend a whole day not doing shit.
Oh, maybe that's because we were kids.
We really were, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, and we had like a job, like a career job. So we
True.
were like, fuck it, we're doing it.
And you're right, and it was at the time that was a big deal to us. I felt satisfied making a YouTube video. I was like, every time I remember, before SourceFed, every day I would feel like I didn't do enough. Once I got hired on SourceFed, every day I would upload a video. I would feel content.
You were so about it.
Yeah, I was really about it.
Yeah, even on the weekend, you were going to the office. If you weren't going to the office, you were making videos. Like,
Yeah.
That was like your thing.
Yeah, making videos made me happy.
I was talking about this with maybe my dad. I forgot who, but I was asking him. I was like, what do you like? What's your passion? And he was like, I never got to really find it because I had your brother when I was 17.
Damn.
And I've been working jobs ever since. So I never like had time to figure out like, what do I really want to do with my life? But he's like, now he used to love playing basketball, used to love watching every Laker game, used to love off-roading. Now he's like, nah, all that stuff is kind of like, I still like enjoy it, but I don't ever do it, and I don't have a desire. It's not a passion anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of like how I feel about like filmmaking or photography.
Yeah.
It's like it used to interest me.
Yeah, you get over them real quick.
But it's like, it's not, now it's just like, oh, I wish I did that, but I don't ever like try to do it. Is that how you feel about YouTube videos?
Yeah, I definitely feel that way about YouTube videos. It does not make me happy anymore. Like,
isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Do you think if you searched, you can find that emotion again that made you love it?
Yeah, I'm a very much a forward person. Like, when Obama's last day in office, I cried then too. And I remember it was inked into me.
That was sad.
Yeah, it was. And it inked into me that I have to move forward from here forward. And I was and since then, so since like January 20th, 2017, I've just been like, I have to move forward. Like, but yeah, you're right. I could try to find that piece of me that likes making YouTube videos again, but
If you move forward, is your next project about a girl? The girl?
The girl. There really are several. I feel like there's really like...
Oh, you've been hoeing around?
I have not. Look, this is over my life.
Man, I wish you were hoeing around.
I wish. And see, that's kind of started the Barney phase I'm trying to go through.
You were trying to hoe around?
Like about a month ago, I was like, you know what? I could be a fucking hoe.
I believe wholeheartedly you looked in the mirror and said that to yourself.
And I really tried. And I went on Tinder for a whole week, and I got one match.
Really?
And then I was like, all right, I don't think I can be a hoe. And I haven't looked back since.
Wow, your Tinder is sad, man.
Yeah, it really is. And I deleted it, and I was like, this ain't for me.
There's some new shit out there, though, right? What's the one where, like, the girl has to match with you?
Oh, that's Bumble. I'm so not into it. I'm not into it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It's because, like, I want you to meet me. Like, there's multiple me's, and I think people get conflicted as to which one you're going to get.
Well, okay, so Ava was telling me this. There's, like, she didn't say this verbatim. It's just kind of what I took from it. But it's like there's some people who you need to meet them already and like know them or know of them.
I agree.
To date them. And then there's some people who are like instantly, maybe because they're like super charismatic or whatever. Not that you're not.
Yeah.
But this is just the example. They're like so charming that they can swoon any person.
I agree.
On the first date.
Yeah.
But there's someone that we know. I'll tell you later what the person's name is. That probably picked up.
Okay.
That person, you need to for sure be a mutual friend and like have known them for 6 months to actually like go on a date with them. Because the personality is...
Wait, I don't think I actually heard the person you said. This feels like some old shit and text back shit.
This mic is too powerful.
I know. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate that we're really doing this shit in the future. This really feels old.
I'm spelling the name.
Oh, God. I can't see that shit.
What the fuck? What do you mean? Okay, so I'm going to spell it backwards. That's the first letter?
Uh-huh.
Did you see what that letter was?
Uh-huh. What's the next letter?
Did you know what that was?
Oh, no, man. You got to type it on your phone. I'm so sorry for the listeners. This is some classic she didn't text back shit. Who you talking shit about, man? Let me know.
Right there. That person's name. The words that I wrote.
Oh, no. Oh, actually, I was looking at the wrong thing.
You
I'm
dumbass.
so sorry. Who the fuck is that?
What do you mean, who is that?
What's their last name?
Oh, you fucking awful.
I'm so sorry. This is terrible.
Here. I think that's how you spell it.
Oh, yeah.
So that person could be a girl, could be a guy.
Yeah.
That person, you need to know for about
you need to know
6
that
months
person
to
for
a
6 months.
year
Yeah, I
to
agree.
be like, you know what, maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, I think also with me, if you don't know me, if you never heard me speak before and I'm writing you a message, you won't get it. Like, I think people you need to know what my voice sounds like, because if you judge me superficially, I don't think I sound like what I look like.
Well, what's like a first message?
Like, just me, the way I speak is like hello, but people are going to read it in a voice they give me, and it's not my voice.
Right.
So it doesn't work.
So what would be your initial, I mean, I don't know, not that you had an approach, a formula,
Yeah.
but like, are you
definitely
going
don't.
for a joke, or do you just go like, hey, how are you? Nice.
See, that's the thing. I don't really joke in real life. I'm like, I mean, sometimes I say jokes, but like for the most part, I'm like being serious. But I think it's my tone of voice. It's the same thing with my mom or my dad. Like, people laugh at everything my parents say because
mom
we
is
talk
so
weird.
funny.
We talk weird, and it's our voices. Like, and I think that's is the funny part of me.
Dad, I'll be honest, I miss your family so much.
Yeah, they miss you too.
Your mom is so funny.
My mom has a lot of love for you. I'll tell you that, Darren. She's
Really?
always like, "What's up with Darren? What you do to him?"
Your mom is great.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see her on the Instagram. Who's that? Who just walked into the house?
Hello.
Oh, Ava.
It really is.
It is like old
It feels
times.
like 2015.
It's real different.
It's weird.
But I see your mom on Stevie, you need to calm down. I see your mom on your Instagram story, and it makes me so sad.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad. And
Yeah.
I mean, not that she would change, because she's a grown ass woman. She already knows who she is, but exactly the same. And like,
Consistent.
Sam texted me the other day, and he was like, "Do you remember when Will's mom made Thanksgiving for all of us, and the stories that she shared?
The stories she told.
Do you remember how no one laughed?
Yeah, because it wasn't
Besides,
a funny
like,
story.
me and you.
Yeah, I mean, you were dying. And I
was
think Steve
dying.
was dying too.
I was on the stairs just crying.
Yeah.
And everyone, like Maureen and her friend, were just like sitting there.
And remember the girl I really liked was there. It
girl
was
you
probably
really-
Sydney.
Oh no, it wasn't Sydney.
Was there, and I was like,
Oh, it was Sydney.
yeah, and Sophia.
It was Sydney.
And
Oh my god! And the thing is, they know it. They know that story was funny, but they were too uncomfortable to laugh.
Yeah, they're too uncomfortable to laugh. Yeah.
Have you shared that story?
No, I didn't. I think I've told that something happened. I didn't say the story that my mom told.
Man, that was the
but
one of that. That was one of the best moments. That was 2015.
That was 2015 Thanksgiving. Yeah, it definitely is not a funny story. Like this is like, Mama Haynes, come down and tell us a funny story. And she told the saddest one in the book.
Yeah, tell us something about Will when he was a kid. Something goofy, something silly.
Yeah.
And yeah, she picked the one.
Yeah, and
Man. Was Ava there?
I feel like yes, definitely.
Were you there for Thanksgiving? When Will's mom
2015.
said some shit that we're not going to talk about. When Will's mom cooked us Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
If it's not a okay,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
gonna say.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ava was there, and Sophia. Yeah.
And then we like
Yeah. Yeah.
that was a weird night because you know that whole thing when you mix friend groups and it doesn't
Yeah.
always work.
It doesn't always
That
work.
that was a very mixed group.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like sitting on the couch, and like me, you, and maybe Steve were like
Yeah.
dancing in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
It's not that we forced a party, but we were like, okay, let's invite all the people we know.
It was also because it was Thanksgiving. These were all the people who didn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, true.
So it was just like a weird group. And for some reason,
rejects.
it didn't mesh.
It didn't mesh. It was very awkward. I was low key oblivious of it, but I remember you guys telling me right after, like, do you remember? And I was like, oh yeah. It was yeah. That house in North Hills created so much crazy stuff.
I miss Steve's fucking speakers.
What speakers?
Remember the stereo system? We would blare fucking Drake.
Oh yeah, because we had a house that we could do whatever we wanted. See, that's the thing about Steve is he has the most incredible entertainment system. Perfect couch, puts the perfect big TV up high where you can be perfectly entertained. Yeah,
It's because he's trying to trap you.
he does. See,
I
Steve-
realized though I should have I took it for granted. I should now I miss Steve so much. I should have took I'll hang out with Steve or whatever, but you know, just those moments of just like you're in your room and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna watch a movie or I'm gonna play a video game.
Yeah.
You should have watched me play for hours." I should have watched him.
You know, I don't. Well, if you may recall, I did not want to move in with Steve because I knew.
Yeah, you totally didn't.
I knew.
You were so upset.
Yeah.
You were so upset.
Yes.
And we try to get out of it, but he knows when Steve wants something, he gets it.
Yeah, he loves. Yeah, and like I say, I love Steve. I probably love Steve the most. It's like his mom, Owen, than me. And but I knew you don't want to live with Steve. You don't want to live with him, but he's great. I love him.
Yeah, the only person that can live the only person that can live with him is Owen, and Owen just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
fucking
Steve is the best. Steve is one of my favorite people I've ever met in my life. Like in like dark times, like Steve was there for me. So,
But that stereo though.
but that stereo though.
Once that was gone, shit changed.
And that big ass TV you may forget.
that we hung up on our own. I saw a picture the other day. It popped up. I don't know if it was like you know how Facebook reminds you of shit?
Remember some sad shit from 2 years ago?
But like you remember we hung that TV?
I don't remember
actually,
trying to hang it.
You just sat on the couch.
Oh, you know I wouldn't be a part of that. Like
I think you like held the level. You know, like, what's a leveler? And you just like sat on the couch.
I could level. That's something that hasn't grown a bunch. I'm better than I used to be. Like people always bring up the IKEA video.
What do you mean?
Like the wake up at 3 in the morning and build IKEA.
What do you mean they bring it up?
Like people always
in
like
what context?
mention that. They're like, oh, that video was so funny. Like, cause like I didn't do shit.
Oh,
but that's
yeah.
just me in real life. Like building shit physically, that ain't my thing.
You still kind of stand around.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm better at it. But like, you know, like I like that real world body build, like the idea of a building. I can make you a great idea of what a building.
It's weird. Though. I remember, when the podcast ended, I only saw you in glimpses. We haven't really spoke about this yet. It's been like an hour. I only saw you like because I stayed in my room, you stayed in your room, Sam stayed in his room.
Yep, the whole time.
We never used the living room.
There was nothing in the
living room.
living
Had a
room.
couch and that's it, and a rug that was given to us by Ava. We never used
No
the living
TV in
room.
there?
Yeah, no TV, nothing. Like people, if you live in a dorm, it probably looked worse than that.
Yeah.
But I only saw you a few times,
Yeah.
and then our bedrooms and everything were on the opposite side of the house. But it looks like you built some shit in there. Like you had a bunch of furniture all of a sudden. You had plants and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, that was October. I realized it was my birthday. I realized that so you may recall I used to have shit, and then 2014 a girl came over and she was like, I don't love you, and I ripped out all my my comic books, and I was in my Gandhi poster.
Yeah.
And so after that I lived a life of no possessions. So remember, my room was nothing in it. I had wall, no, nothing up, and then I lived that until that October. I realized that I needed to have things.
Yeah.
So then I did put a bunch of shit in there.
So you bought everything.
I bought everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought us like a chair, some plants.
Is that what your room looks like now?
Yeah, I kind of have like let that go a little bit because I have a living room now, so I kind of put a bunch of shit in my living room, and that's giving me less stuff to have in my room.
Do you keep is it all messy still?
No, I do not live that messy life anymore.
Really?
Yeah, the messy life comes from not being.
You clean some shit now?
Oh yeah, I'm the clean one. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
you're the clean
I
one?
know. I had to grow.
Wow.
Like you have no idea. Like I've really done some grown man shit in the past year. Like
Holy
I keep my car clean. Like yeah, I do some grown man shit.
See, that shit's impossible for me.
Yeah.
I have merch in my car from when I got back from tour. Still that haven't touched it. Today is actually the first time I touched it because I moved the shirts to see if my lights were underneath that.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But that was June 3rd when I got back.
June. Oh my God.
It's August now, and I haven't
July,
touched that
August.
shit.
And it's about to be September, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. You didn't have to rub that in.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
I like that you mentioned though that we only saw each other in glimpses. The only other time I remember, I may have tried to come out and say something a few times. Do you remember when I had my Crack of Dawn outfit on, my yellow jumpsuit, and I was like, I'm just gonna go say something to y'all.
To just me, or was
it was I think you and Ava were in the kitchen, and I think Sam
say?
was out there too, and I had just got in the mail my yellow jumpsuit.
Yeah, you did say some shit. I forgot what you said though.
Yeah, it was nothing.
You came out and like laughed, and because you were wearing it.
Yeah, I was too hyped. I was like, I have to talk to somebody. I was like dying laughing at how funny I thought I looked in the yellow jumpsuit.
That was funny.
Yeah, I was like,
wow, you did that before. Doesn't Kendrick Lamar dress in all yellow?
Yeah, Kung Fu Kenny.
Oh shit.
No, I mean not all yellow, but he has like he's actually doing he's doing a Chinese outfit, like a kung fu outfit, which technically that is too. That was inspired by
isn't that like cultural appropriation though?
You know what? I never thought about that.
How come he can get away with that?
I've never thought about that.
Like if you posted that on Instagram, people will flame you.
That's true.
Right?
Well, he's wearing like an authentic like kung fu outfit. I was inspired by Bruce Lee. And then the music video kind of looked a little Kill Bill by accident, and I was like,
was that the one that was like there's a scene in front of the in front of the liquor store?
Yeah, the liquor store.
That video is cool.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's a good video.
And that's when it came together in my head. And
that's
I got
John.
The outfit. That's John Trent, really. Yeah,
John.
Like John was DP. Yeah, and like Trent did like these animations in the beginning. Yeah, that's one of my prized possessions.
When I picture John, all I see is a guy who is in the living room and he's just laughing.
Just laughing.
He's always just smiling.
I
don't know, like, because I don't really know John that well. But, so, like, maybe he's like a sad guy or something.
No, he's not sad.
But to me, he's just like the happiest person alive.
Yeah, he's the linking friend for everyone. John has a large group of friends, and they all think that John is their best friend.
Remember, I was the linking friend?
Yeah, and you hated it.
I fucking hate being the linking friend.
You hate it because people are always like, Darren, where do we go eat? And you're like, I don't know, because you just want to be one of the friends in the group.
Yeah.
But since you're the linking friend, everyone looks to you for leadership.
Like, I want to be Joey. I don't want to be... I guess I don't know who's the leader in Friends. Is it Rachel?
I don't know. I'm not a Friends fan.
Ooh, you fucked up.
I know.
I realized... Friends is better than How I Met Your Mother.
And I've talked about it a lot, and I feel very opposite.
But you haven't watched it.
I know I did. I watched it a bunch, and I came to a lot of conclusions, and I knew I don't like it. And I think, honestly, that summer, that television summer is the reason why I don't like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was played real loud throughout halls. And loud laughs.
Do you get the fucking chills when you hear the theme song?
Yeah, I really, like, legit, I think it's part of that. I'm like, fuck that show.
I was also, like, playing it on the guitar and singing it in the living room when I was in the living room.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how something can affect somebody you have no idea?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
For sure. Yeah.
What did you do that affected
Tibetan
me?
throat sing.
No, that never bothered me.
That never bothered you? Okay,
it was actually kind of soothing.
It is, isn't it?
Fuck, what did bother me, though?
Yeah, it is the most soothing. Yeah.
Sam didn't like it. Sam would get mad.
Oh, would he get mad? Yeah.
But any noise Sam gets mad at.
Yeah, he's trying to watch The Flash on repeat.
Wow.
Yeah.
What have I done that's different? Shit. I don't know.
That period in my life needs, or both of our lives, needs a name. Like, I don't know, like, not the lost summer, but ugh. So, like, basically before.
Files.
So, yeah, we ended the podcast July 2016. And we didn't move out of that apartment until December 2016. So you've been living here, and I've been living where I've been living.
Would you say there was beef? Because so for the people who, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this, but and again, you speak for yourself. People would not stop tweeting me.
Yeah.
Not stop Snapchatting me about this shit. And people were speaking and I was telling you this off the podcast. People were speaking with such conviction, like they knew every single detail. And I'm like, you're so wrong.
You really actually don't know
What the fuck are you talking about?
And what's funny is, like, I took your name off my channel. Like, I put it in so, like, people couldn't type in your name or write your name into the comments, and it never worked.
Oh.
It never worked. When my
how would
first
that not
music
work
video
then?
came out, I was trying to delete comments. I was trying to take your name off, and it wouldn't remove any of it.
Really?
I swear to you. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah, what? Like...
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, whatever. But at the time of my life, and I think I kind of speak about this on my new project, the big thing in my life is I just didn't do anything. I didn't say nothing. I didn't do anything.
Well, you've always been like that, though.
Yeah, that's kind of who I am.
Yeah. Haven't you, in your whole time being on YouTube, you've never responded to a mean comment, right?
No, I don't, that's not
I don't know
for
how
me.
you have that power.
Yeah, it's
Because
just...
I do it, I don't do it as much these days.
Yeah.
Because I feel like back in the day, I used to say it didn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it did, but I think like it would eat away at me.
Yeah.
Because people can say some shit, and it's really only when you already believe that.
Yeah.
When they say some shit about your voice or whatever the fuck, and you're like, fuck, I thought about that yesterday.
Yeah.
But when they just say whatever the fuck, you're like, you're 12, get the fuck off my
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah. It's usually, if someone's talking shit to you on a YouTube comment, it's usually a 12-year-old. See, my reason, if someone's talking shit to you virtually, it's because they don't care about themselves. They don't think that their opinion matters. So they say, no matter what I say to you, it's not going to affect you because what I have to, they really don't think what they have to say matters.
Right.
So they will allow themselves to scream at you.
Talking shit virtually.
Yeah, no one who really
sounds
matters, no CEO of a Fortune 500 company is like watching your music video and like, fuck this dude's shoes.
I know, right?
Like, no one who matters.
I'm going to be the first.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm going to be the first.
You might not, you know what, you might be right. There probably is someone who is like very important and talk shit, but
well, it's just
rare.
like you've done everything. It's like now I want to feel like a normal person at this point.
Talk shit on YouTube.
All I do is live on yachts
Yeah.
and like fucking do cocaine off of hookers in
That
Vegas
don't love you.
that don't love you and don't show you any affection.
Yeah.
I want to feel like a normal person. What do? You go to YouTube
You
and
talk
type
shit
some
in the
shit.
comments.
But don't go too far.
Don't go too far.
Don't be a
yeah.
Nazi. Don't say some
See,
hateful
that's what a lot of
shit.
people do is jokes, and it actually builds up and like creates a neo-fascism movement. But we don't have to go into that.
Oh, we don't. Especially because I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
Did you know that there is a world? Do you understand 4chan?
Yes, I'm familiar with 4chan.
I don't get it, but I do know that it's scary.
It is
Every time
very
I go
scary,
there,
yeah.
I'm like, why would anyone want to come to this website And because all I hear is bad things.
Yeah, it's unlimited entertainment. There's no cap on it. Like even on Reddit,
I don't get what that means.
Yeah, it's because humans we have great parts of us and bad parts of us. But when there's like a set of guidelines, we try to stifle the bad parts. On 4chan, they're like everything is equal.
Right.
It's all about numbers. If you want to have I don't know what they call their subreddits, but if you want to have a subreddit it's about monkey punches, monkeys getting punched in the face. What is a monkey punch?
That's probably is that a slur?
I feel like it is. I was gonna say monkeys getting punched in the face, but I feel like a monkey punch is like an Urban Dictionary when you put the tongue of a.
Oh, you could type in any two words in Urban Dictionary, and there is a sexual definition.
Clock desk, when you put the clock above your desk, right in her vagina,
right in the pussy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what a monkey punch is.
Yeah,
it sounds good to me. I thought you meant literally a monkey punch.
Yeah,
which I'm sure that's a thing even on Reddit.
I'm sure it's somewhere. Yeah.
I interrupted you, but did you?
Yeah. It's very human. I think. Yeah. It's
Wait,
like
what are you answering?
The 4chan thing. Like we have like it's just there's no limits on it. So it's.
Oh, I was asking you if you thought there was beef.
Oh yeah. Did I think there was beef? I don't know. I don't think I never thought you were going to try to do something bad to me.
Yeah.
So no, I think it was that
would have been out of character.
Yeah, that would have been out of character. I never could see a world where you were going to come at me. Maybe in the time, I don't know. I think I developed something vicious where I felt like people were going to come at me. But
like
now,
who?
yeah, I just wanted to be real prepared. I don't know. But yeah, there was no, I don't think there was a beef. Mm-hmm. Technically, this is the first I've ever spoken about it in a public session. So, I think I don't know what you define by beef. There was negative energy, but no one was ever going to do anything.
Yeah, that's a good thing, negative energy.
Yeah.
You texted me like a couple months ago, and we were talking about whatever the fuck, don't have to discuss it here, but you were talking about, you said like, I wish you luck in getting out of the negative energy or something along the lines of that. And I was like, holy shit, I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Because like a lot, cynical people or people like to really dwell in the negative stuff.
They do.
But like really, if you just push it aside, eventually it's gonna disappear.
I agree, and that's different than stifling it. See, what I think why I didn't like myself 2 years ago is because negative energy was still energy to me. I would
You had fun with it.
I had fun with it. You remember I used to say some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could. I don't do that anymore. And I was like, negative energy. You could still use it to do stuff. But now I see and I never even did shit. Like I was not doing cocaine or like I'm gonna go fuck somebody up. But
yeah, I guess it wasn't that bad compared to what's going on.
Yeah, in the
some
world,
people's lives.
But but the things that I create, I'm very sensitive about the things I create, and I would allow the things I create to be influenced by negative energy. So
sensitive in the sense of like, if a peer told you it wasn't good, you'd be upset?
No, sensitive as in if a negative person is in the room, I will leave. I cannot keep negative people close to me.
It's very interesting because a lot of people, and myself included, when there's a fight happening, we're like,
you gotta look.
Oh shit! Yo, get the camera out.
You always
straight
gotta look.
up walk away.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
because sometimes a fight is worth watching.
It's because you're tall, because you could see it. I think that's just where it starts.
You're in the back hopping.
Yeah,
you're just like, man, fuck this.
First off, it's gonna be hard to look. I'm thinking back to when we went to Universal Studios and there was a fight and you were trying to look.
Universal Studios.
Yeah, I remember there was something.
When the fuck were we at
There's
Universal
that bar by Universal Studios.
Oh,
and there was a fight there.
Yeah,
and you were trying to look. And I was,
dude, I'm always trying to look.
You're always trying to look. I'm never trying to look.
There was a fight at the park the other day, and I'm like, get him, boy, get him, yeah.
I don't want to see it at all because I'm sensitive. And I've learned that.
Because I'm sensitive.
I am. I am. And I've learned that the things I see and the type of media I take in, I put the energy back out into the world. So if I started watching UFC, I bet you 2 months later, I'm going to try to be a UFC fighter.
Oh, my God.
So that's why I don't.
That's so believable too.
Yes, it is.
And you would be so serious.
Yes,
you'd be in the gym with your shirt off.
Yeah, and I would do it too because I'm sensitive.
Speaking of you with your shirt off, and we don't have to go too far. I'll go as far. I don't care. But remember when we had that conversation and you came out with your shirt off?
Wait, the one where I was like, I don't want to do normal stuff.
No, not that one. The one I haven't thought of that. The one where you said you try to talk to me like a grown man or something like that.
Wait, when?
You try to text me like a grown man? Do you remember that?
Did you say that to me?
No, you said that to me. with their shirt
and
off.
my shirt was off?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember this.
And I think you were like flexing. I think you meant it as a joke, but it didn't come off that way.
Oh, you're right.
It was supposed to. It was supposed to like lighten
yeah.
the mood, but it did the
It
opposite.
did not. Yeah. I think I remember that because I had my shirt off. I was like, I'm gonna look like a bitch.
Right.
But it didn't. Yeah.
It did the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's burned in my memory.
Yeah. And I let it go. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
That was a year ago.
Yeah. A lot of things were different.
This is what happens. People, because I feel like people are still gonna. You don't gotta tweet at us about it, all right? But this is what this is what it is. Sometimes people disagree, and sometimes you let that build up because there's people like me who aren't good at communicating.
Yeah. And I'd say like I could not walk out of here and be like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I did not try to fix it. I knew that negative things were building within you and other people because you weren't the only person I had issues with at the time. And I never did anything to explain myself. I never explained myself.
Right.
When someone tries to get me to explain myself, it's just out of character for me. Like I'm an artist. I'm like, don't ask artists to explain themselves because they very often don't want to. Like, what's that tattoo mean? They don't want to tell you.
Yeah, I fucking hate when people ask that.
It's hard. And
Isn't that interesting though that you feel in normal conversation you want to like show your emotion and let people know how you're feeling.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to a confrontation, you're like, I don't want to explain myself.
Yeah.
Isn't that what's that?
I don't know. I think I'm different from that now. Within the past month or so, I've realized that I have to. I think the issue with you and other people who I let go of during the time, the confrontation. It just wasn't for me. It needs to be. Like I know that in the future, I know that I will really love somebody if I argue with them because I don't argue at all whatsoever. And I don't know. It just like because someone tried to argue with me recently in my car, and I was like, oh, you don't know me. You don't know that. I think a lot of extroverted people gain energy from arguing. Like they want to argue, but it's just not in me. I'll debate with you. I'll do a presidential debate in 2042.
What is the difference? Like, how do you know? What's that turning point when you're like, oh, this motherfucker's arguing. He's actually mad.
When it takes energy from me. Arguing takes energy from me.
Yeah.
For other people, it gives it to them.
Because sometimes, like, very few times when I see people on tour, specifically, when people are debating, they were debating on the RV.
Yeah.
And is Nick and Adrian, and they're best friends. So this is like the type of energy they throw at each other. But when they debate, it sounds like they're yelling at each other.
Yeah. Some people can do it. Yeah.
And they kept telling me, they're like, we're not mad.
Yeah,
This
we're
is-
just
This is how
friends.
we talk. And I'm like, how the fuck? It's like, it sounds like they're 2 seconds away from throwing some punches.
And it gives them energy, but for me, it does not. If someone, like my parents will tell you, like my parents used to yell at me growing up and it does not work. If a person tries to yell at me to explain something, it ain't gonna work because I'm sensitive. You gotta talk to me. I'm so backwards at everything, but if you have an issue with me, you have to talk to me about it. Some people, which is kind of more of an issue. Like some people need to be yelled at to things be explained to them. But sadly for me, even in our like most angry moments,
That's what you said to me. You were like, you just wanted me to yell back.
yeah, you just wanted me to yell back, and I couldn't. And you're not the only one. And I couldn't, because I didn't believe in putting that energy into my own life.
Right.
All my energy goes into the things I create.
It's weird. I look back and I just wish that. Well, I mean, I think things happen for a reason, but I was so bad at communicating anything, even happiness. I struggled with.
Yeah, well, you were a different person at that time, and I had to learn that looking back. I mean, you were very frowny at the time.
Yeah. Right.
Uh-huh.
Am I still frowny?
No, you're definitely different now. I mean,
I don't know why.
You were just going through a phase. Well, honestly, I mean, obviously we both thought about it a million, but we switched rooms. As long as we've been living together, you've always had the master bedroom and a lot of space to grow. And
That wasn't because I was a douchebag. That was because I was willing to pay more money.
You were making more money than me.
Right.
Yeah. That was definitely not a douchebag thing.
Right.
You're also like 4 years older than me.
Right.
And making more money than me. You had to have the master bedroom.
Right.
But we switched, so you kind of went into a smaller space than ever before.
Yeah.
And it was a dark room. So like I feel like that develops depression, and that's not you being superficial or anything. Like I feel like if all of a sudden now I had to go from my living space back to like a 1-bedroom in a dark side of the building, like I would.
It's so hard to move back.
Yes, it is.
Like this apartment that I live in now is pretty nice.
You have so much space.
Imagine if I had to go back to like Reseda.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I feel like
It's hard to go back.
I
Yeah.
don't think humans are meant to go back like that.
Yeah, and I think that's so minor, but it did affect you.
But the thing is, like, if I moved to New York, I think I don't know because I've never done it. I think I'd be okay living in the shithole.
And it's different. And I've been thinking about that too. I think I'm gonna try to make the move in 2 years.
Really?
But yeah.
I still have the dream of one day doing that.
Me too. Yeah, and that's different. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, because you're supposed to live like that. If you have an apartment this big in New York, that's costing you thousands of thousands.
I know. In every fucking show, they have a huge ass.
It's so fake.
And my apartment's not even big.
Like, yeah.
But their shit is like 3 times the size
How I
of
Met
this.
Your Mother, they have like a 2-bedroom, like full bathroom. Apartment like that, the bathroom's in the hallway.
And did they ever even explain it?
No.
Oh, wait. Actually.
There was a joke, huh?
Yeah, what was that Lily's apartment or was that?
Yeah, Lily's apartment was small.
Yeah, when they actually showed what it was like in reality, it was tiny. But in the world that they would show us, it was huge, right? Is that what it was?
I think that was Lily's apartment.
It was like slanted or some shit too.
Oh, that was when they got a house. When they got a bigger apartment. Yeah.
Like all I remember is they couldn't even open the door because the bed and the kitchen was like all in one place.
Yeah, I feel like that was an episode or something. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
People still like all the time. The one tattoo that I have that people compliment is the How I Met Your Mother one.
Yeah.
And it's always weird because it's not really a How I Met Your Mother tattoo.
Yeah.
Like that's not why I got it, but I do love the show.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts me in like a weird position. I really didn't think about it, and I probably should be more responsible in the future.
Why?
Because it's permanent.
Yeah, I guess so. I still couldn't see myself getting tattooed. I feel like that would bother me knowing there was a piece of me that I couldn't change.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. God, that's so true.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't want to ever feel the same about anything.
I mean, I guess you can't change your physical appearance.
You'd be surprised. I think about Michael Jackson a lot. He's the he's the only person.
I stand corrected. Yeah.
Okay, he was in his later part of his life. If you looked at him superficially and you knew nothing about him, you'd be like, is he a man or a woman? You'd be like, B, is he black or white?
Right.
He's the only person to transcend
What are you talking
both.
about in like the 2000s?
Yeah, we're talking 2007 Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Is he man or woman? Is he black or white? He
Yeah.
was both. And I think that's why he's like, I think he transcended us. And he's on some future shit. And he was like, but I don't know.
Yeah, because if you said 2007?
Yeah, 2007.
If that was happening in 2017, be like, oh, okay, that's normal.
Oh yeah, I mean that's actually definitely more close than it is now.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was totally ahead of his time.
The first person doing
That's
that.
what I feel like. Is not to an extreme of an example, but I feel like Kendrick Lamar is on some god level things right now.
Oh yeah, really?
Like even just looking at his Instagram, he posted this photo of him and J. Cole, and he's short and J. Cole's very tall, but he still looked like the one that fucks. He still looked like the badass. Like, he was the way like he was standing in the like he was just like so stoic standing in his like Kung Fu Kenny outfit.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, he did it.
Yeah, Kendrick really gets to live the artist life. He's not trying to make YouTube videos. His life is a mystery. We don't know.
Imagine he started a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and it would ruin
I would love
it.
the shit out of it though.
A lot of people will watch it. But he gets
damn.
to have that full mystery as an artist. Like we don't know what he eats. We don't know anything about him. So
It's so weird though. Like, I guess he's a normal guy. Like you remember
That's what they
Jake,
tell us.
my brother-in-law, Jake. When I saw him 2 days ago, we were talking about Kendrick, and he was like, "Oh, your cousin saw Kendrick," and I was like, "Oh, cool, really?
Yeah.
Like at a concert?" He's like, "No, at the graduation." I was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, Kendrick Lamar's sister goes to her school, and they graduated the same year. He was just chilling there with his mom." I was like, "Wow, he does normal people things."
that's good to know.
Like, he can just go to a graduation.
I mean, I don't know how he manages to do that.
Like he's like a superstar.
He really is a superstar. Yeah, I mean, anywhere there are colored people, they're gonna know.
He kind of blends in though.
Yeah, if you try. I mean, I know I told you that I met him that one time too. That was super interesting.
What was that like?
I was in the immediate space because I was like, that's like, that's a legend. Like Kendrick's a legend. So that was pretty interesting.
This is what year?
That was December 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Oh, so that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was
Wow.
cool. Yeah, that was like, wow.
That was in the Bay, huh?
No, that was in Compton, in Watts.
wow.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it felt like home. Yeah, it
Really?
feels like Richmond. Yeah.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah,
That
a lot
makes
more
sense.
gang though. Like, there's not a lot of gangs where I'm from, even though there are. But
People
like,
just smoking weed where you're
yeah,
from.
just smoking weed. It's just more like ghetto-ness. But like to hear people like, I wear red, I wear blue. So it's like, ooh.
Man, it's like when you text me the other day, people got shot where I live.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the second time this year.
Oh, really? There's been a drive-by here.
Yeah, and
This ain't even ghetto.
No, it's not. And they died.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I took NyQuil that night because I was feeling sick, and I thought I was sleeping on the couch, and I thought that I was having like crazy dreams because I just kept hearing helicopters like right above us.
Yeah.
And that's not normal. But the shit was happening for hours. And then I wake up to texts from like a couple friends like sending me articles and like straight up drive-by, people got killed.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to find 2 of them.
Well, good. I mean, hopefully they won't be back, you know?
Oh, I think that's my bladder. I think that street right there, that's a gang street.
Yeah.
It's like you go 1 block away and you might get shot. You never know.
A gang street. I like that you have a dog.
That's the last thing that we should talk about. That's different.
Yeah.
Among the many other things. Unfortunately, there's no more Catacomb. He passed away.
Catacomb did pass away.
He lived a great life, though. He was almost 10, and he traveled more than most people.
Yeah, dude, there was that. I did a video where I put out. Well, I did a bunch, but I put out of me when I was running for mayor, and I went to like somewhere, and I was trying to get signatures. Then I was at the Grove.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like petitions or some shit.
As soon as I finished that, that's when you called me and was like, "Catacomb is. I have to. Yeah, we have to do what we have to do."
Wow.
Yeah, and I was
really.
like, yeah.
That's that time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had kidney failure.
Yeah.
And that shit. It's weird. It happened so fast. Like
It
he
really
got.
did.
Do you remember how skinny he got?
Yeah, I mean, I saw that coming as well because he was throwing up much more often, and like we always knew Catacomb bleeded out his ass ever since 2013. And
remember the first time though?
It was a shit ton.
That was a scary amount.
Yeah,
that was like you poured out a gallon.
And he was not tripping at all. He was like,
yeah, he was like, I'm fine.
Yeah,
and then I had to pay $700, and I'm still paying off to this day credit card debt.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden he was getting skinnier, and that was happening more and more often. I noticed that you were just putting it like he had to put him out sometimes because like he was like going through it.
Yeah,
on the balcony.
It was like at least twice a week.
Yeah, it was like, very often.
I don't know what to do.
And that's how I knew. I was like, oh, and and then you brought him out there, and that was it.
It was really sad. You remember how we. At the apartment, we had stairs that we can, like, if we, the stairs that I would take to get to the front, to get to my car.
Yeah, and I would do the other stairs.
Yeah. It was weird. There was this day where I was walking Catacomb, and normally he's in front of me going up the stairs, like, really fast. And this time, he was taking, like, each step, stair by stair.
Yeah.
And it took him, like, damn near 5 minutes to get up the stairs. And I remember I was like, pissed. I was like, hurry up, you fucking lazy ass. But then like a few days later, that's when I took him to the vet, and it turned out like he was sick and in pain. And I was like, fuck, I'm an asshole. I think I have footage of that too.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, it all happened so fast. It happened within like a week.
Yeah. All of a sudden he had gotten real skinny. But yeah, he passed away, but he lived a good life, and he was definitely our friend to the end.
That dog was amazing.
I think he was going a little blind.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, remember Catacomb did start like low-key attacking me.
Oh yeah.
He did.
That was, and it was weird. He would like attack you and then realize who it was.
Yeah,
and he didn't ever attack people, so that was weird.
In all of the years, all of a sudden he'd be like, "Whoa," and then he'd be like, "Oh."
That was weird. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Did you get scared, or did you just put your hand out?
No, because I'm not afraid of Catacomb. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It was just awkward.
That was weird. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So
yeah, maybe he was going blind.
Yeah,
but he lived he lived on a paradise island.
Yeah.
He lived on a place called Boracay, where the sand is white and the water is crystal clear.
Yeah.
And never too cold. Yeah, that dog has traveled thousands and thousands of miles.
Yeah, and everybody loved him. And, like, people always say that when people die. But, like, people really loved Catacomb. Because Mac would look you in the eye. And just, he was pleasant.
Remember at the North Door when we had him on a huge TV screen?
Yes! Yeah, that was like 2015.
15 feet tall.
Yeah, that photo from the A7R. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's a good camera.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
Still got it.
I got a new dog.
Yeah.
And she's great.
Yeah.
She reminds me of Mac.
Sounds very similar. The sound effects are the same.
The same, right? The little
tap, tap, tap,
listen
tap,
to
tap.
that. That's,
that sounds like Catacomb.
Way more hyper, though, and always in your face.
Yeah.
But isn't Yappy...
Jumping on couches. Not Yappy.
Yeah, similar to Mac, but she jumps high.
And humps this, like, that blanket over there, and only that blanket.
Yeah, so it was weird. We rescued her from the dog pound, and we had her for 2 weeks. And for 2 weeks, she was just a normal dog, didn't really do much. Just, was hyper and excited to be alive. But then, after the 2 weeks, she found this blanket and has not stopped humping it since. And it's been, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
But only humps this blanket, and it's weird.
Yeah.
The way that she humps it, it's very strange. It's a bacon blanket. I don't think that detail is important, but I love details.
Yeah.
She balls up the blanket and then kind of wraps it or like straddles it and then starts humping it. And she doesn't stop there. She bites the front of it. Kind of, and it's weird. It's like a visual of when people are having sex and they pull hair. You know that? It's like kind of like aggressive. She bites the blanket and like pulls it back and keeps the blanket in her mouth while she humps.
Yeah.
If anyone knows what that means, I would love to know.
What that means?
It's very strange. She's neutered, so I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't think there is a meaning.
It's weird. That's the only thing she humps. She's never tried to hump a dog. She's never tried to hump any other object or us. So, but that blanket, I mean, that's her.
That's it. Don't ever take it away.
And we haven't washed it, so it's kind of nasty.
Yeah.
But unlike Mac, she washed it once. You remember Catacomb had some, because he wasn't spayed or neutered.
Oh,
He had a lot of situations.
He would. I remember Steve would fucking have a ball laughing about that. Yeah.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
She's a girl. That doesn't happen.
That doesn't
so it's a
happen.
little better. But, that is the blankets.
That's the blanket
I don't
right there.
suggest touching that. If anyone stays in my house,
Don't use it.
don't use it. And if you do use it, I'm not going to tell you not to because I'm doing that now.
Don't accidentally lay on it.
But I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been going. I think we've been going an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Did we explain everything? Did we explain anything?
No, but things come naturally. I actually thought that we would read it. I forgot a couple questions. I forgot that was even the thing. You said people were still writing questions to the email, huh?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Yes, send the questions again. Oh, we're gonna do that still?
I really don't know. I honestly didn't see myself ever doing this again, to be honest with you.
How did it feel?
It felt pretty natural. It felt
Pretty natural.
pretty smooth. Like you said in the beginning before we started, I was like, I didn't see myself ever doing this again in my life. I didn't see myself here, so it's interesting.
How do we this is version 2.
Version 2. Yeah, this is something else for sure.
I guess I just sound like this now, huh? I thought I liked my voice. You know when you get sick and your voice is different and you're like, I prefer this?
Yeah.
I thought I did, but now having headphones on and hearing it, I don't like it.
Oh, interesting. Well, most people don't like their own voice. It's weird. I feel too familiar with the way I look and sound because that's my job is to always look at myself and hear myself. So I'm used to it, but you're not supposed to like the way you sound because the way, you've heard it like.
Yeah, the ears or some shit.
Yeah, the ears.
Apparently, if you cup your hands like this and then talk, that's closer to how people hear.
I actually do that a lot, actually. When I'm trying to hear something, like when I'm like writing something, and like when you're like doing some type of vocals, like really good vocalists can hear themselves. Like Stevie Wonder is such a good singer because he could really hear himself. So like when I'm trying to like write something, I'm trying to like hear the beat or myself. I do cut my ears like this. But you say it's like this?
Yeah, this way.
Oh, really?
So it's your hands. Your hands would be facing. How do I explain what the fuck this looks like?
So that the cup of your hand is going like you're usually
going
you would
east.
the way that you would usually try to hear something better, do it the opposite.
Hello.
Yeah,
like
hello.
If someone's trying to whisper a secret.
Yeah.
But do it the opposite, and
the
on both
opposite.
sides. If you try, it does sound.
Yeah.
It sounds because our voices bounce around in our skull. There's more bass to our voice.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, give it a try.
Like, so I'd have to do it with both of them. That's what it sounds like. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That probably is what this. Oh wow. Okay. Cool. That's interesting.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Since the podcast ended, you're now on fucking TV. I went on tour. I would say we're pretty aligned to what we wanted to do.
Yeah, I'd say when we first made our first podcast, if I heard all the things that like I listed off that I did since then, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah. So the growth is real.
So the growth is real. If you want to send a question, you can do that. Whatever you want it to be about. Not really sure.
Yeah.
The email is shedidn'ttextback@gmail.com. And I think that's all.
Yeah.
Tell your mom I said hello, and I will see you next time.
Tuesday.
Is that
I don't know
you
why
just
I said
picked a
that.
day?
I just said anything.
You didn't discuss that with me.
Sorry, I just felt like that's what you were gonna say.
I'm pretty busy on Tuesdays. We'll see.